the Green Bay Packers have been perennial playoff teams for the last 30 years. But before that, they were a dumpster fire for about 20. The Aaron Rodgers fiasco, I think, is going to have long-term effects through this franchise, because what we've seen when Aaron Rodgers is not on the field for the Green Bay Packers, they stink. They stink. So whatever happens, whether he plays and this is his last year or he doesn't play at all, the overall long-term effects that I think this is going to have on the Green Bay Packers. I'm not saying they're going to be, 4-13, but the Green Bay Packers, I think, are on their way down. And considering the fact that I did give you plus 17 Buccaneers and Brad Stevens was in trouble as the head coach, I think I'm going 3 for 3, Rich.
All right. Well, let me just answer this way, Ben. Let me call up Aaron Rodgers' game log because I want to get this date correct. Because I remember what happened before in Green Bay, just like you did. Now, you're going back to the Lynn Dickey Magic Man type years, when they were definitely struggling before Brett Favre got drafted by Atlanta and then eventually traded to them. So I want to make sure I get this correct because I was there, man. I was there on his draft night. I was there on NFL Game Day morning. I was there on NFL Total Access when Mike Mayock was making his bones as a talent evaluator on national television and called Aaron Rodgers being drafted 24th overall, right down to he pegged it right down to the number. And so I remember when Favre was Favre at the end of his Packers career, and we all saw the drafting of Aaron Rodgers. And this was before somebody gets drafted in the first round, and you had to start him because there was a construct monetarily and contractually that put the onus on the teams to figure out in the first 3 to 4 years of his career whether he's worth having get a contract worth $100 million. So now I've tap danced long enough to find the date. I remember this was all happening and Favre was playing it out, and was he going to retire? Was he not? He was pissed. And we're all sitting there going, well, I mean, Favre is playing such a high level. Why did they draft Aaron Rodgers in the first place? I mean, that was part of a conversation. And then, Aaron Rodgers, for sure, this was the conversation, was not going to be as good as Brett Favre. I mean, how difficult is it to go from one generationally talented quarterback to another? And then I was in Dallas, the old Texas Stadium, here's the date, on November 29th, 2007. I was there that night. It was an NFL Network special for the Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys. And it was big because Romo, who had Favre on his walls as a kid, was the quarterback of the Cowboys, this newfangled guy, right? Mm-hmm. And Favre was the starter. And he and the Cowboys, I think one of the teams was undefeated, and the Cowboys, I think, had only one loss or something like that. Big game. I remember this game. And Favre gets hurt. And then all of a sudden, Aaron Rodgers comes in. And I'm standing there with Mooch. Sterling Sharp was part of the broadcast team that night. And we're all standing there, Marshall Faulk, and we're all standing in the end zone, and we're watching Aaron Rodgers come out. And Aaron Rodgers was 18 of 26 for 201 yards and a score, and also ran 5 times for 30 yards. And every time he threw the ball, we were all looking at each other going, holy crap. This guy wasn't the first overall pick in that draft. We're like, this is the guy that's sitting there for 2 years waiting to get his start? 3 years. 3 years. Aaron Rodgers going into that game, let me get the numbers right. He had 16 attempts his rookie season. He had 15 attempts his second season, and he had just 2 attempts going into that game. He's year 3. And we're like, what the hell is that? And guess who was the starter the next year? Him. And guess who's a first ballot Hall of Famer? Him. So I will counsel, despite me saying that I think the Packers should bend over backwards for Aaron Rodgers, I will counsel against you saying that they're about to start stinking, because I don't know how good Jordan Love is. And I have a feeling,
you're right.
I have no idea how good he is. And sure enough, like Aaron Rodgers makes him look like a crusty veteran in the 2 years of attempts he got in his first 2 years. So, or he makes Aaron Rodgers look like a crusty veteran because he got nothing last year. I'll counsel against that, Ben. I will counsel against that.
Right.
And thank you for the call. But let me just reiterate here. You have to go with what you have when you have it. You have to. And what they have right now, Aaron Rodgers is playing, yes, I'll say it, at a higher level than Brett Favre was playing in his last year there. And I know he took the Packers to the playoffs, and that was the year in which the New York Giants shocked the world, including beating and ending Favre's Packers career in a frozen day where I think Tom Coughlin's face finally just thawed out. And Eli won that game. And that was Favre's last game as a Packer.
It was. And
it launched Aaron Rodgers' starting career after Favre said, I'm still coming back. And they're like, no, this is it. This is it. So I'll counsel against saying Jordan Love can't be. But I'll go the other direction and say Rodgers is better now than what Favre was in 2007.
Ooh.
I'll say that right now. Because as we know, Favre went to the Jets. That stunk on ice. And then he was as terrific, and evading father time as much as possible for the Vikings. Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. Favre wasn't the MVP that year. Last guy who won an MVP and then did not start for his team the next year was Jim Brown because he retired to go make movies.
Favre was 38 in 07.
Well, Rodgers is closing in on that.
Went 13-3.
I know that. They were the team that was supposed to go to the Super Bowl again, but Eli had different intentions. So did that defense. Go with what you got when you got it. And right now what you got is Aaron Rodgers. And the only way to make him happy is Lord knows what. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.